All right, hey everybody, pardon me. Welcome back to the channel. This is Robert Smirking Gun Reviews. We're back with more of the Umbrella Academy Season 1. We are up to Episode 5. It's called Number 5. Another great intro, another great way to place the Umbrella Academy symbol. And again, this one really is, this show is finding its groove now, to me. I feel like it was a little bit of a slow burn, but we are starting to pick up pretty quickly in this episode. The music in this episode is freaking awesome. The song they play to Five's transitions over the years of how long he's been trapped in the future is an awesome song. I love how they showed how the time passing. And I love when Kate Walsh shows up. I've never liked Grey's Anatomy or Private Practice and stuff like that, but Kate Walsh is a really good actress. I really like her. I remember really liking her in Fargo Season 1, I think it was, but she's really great, and it's nice to see her get a role like this where it's just kind of a fun, get to be a little nuts and cool at the same time as the person from the commission. I don't know why I did that, but that go around and fix the timelines for anybody who is going to screw up things that are supposed to happen. Now, who is to say what was supposed to happen? Because that's what she says. You know, this was supposed to happen. So, I mean, I feel like in order to know that, these people must be something bigger than just people. That they would have to know what the right timeline is. But when you get involved with timelines and time travel in general, it's just a matter of what level of time travel bullshit can you handle? Because I do love time travel stories, but let's face it, depending on, you know, the rules that they make up for that world, it's just subjective. You know, being able to take out people like the Men in Black kind of situation here, where they're like these people that just show up throughout time, taking people out. I know that's not what Men in Black are, but you know what I mean? Something similar along those lines. People that just show up and fix. I'm doing that a lot. Situations, and Five becomes one of them. And I joked to myself, and I was like, oh yeah, right. Now they're just going to say that he killed Kennedy. And eventually they get to that. He doesn't kill Kennedy, though, so that was nice. That scene made me think of The X-Files is The Musings of a Cigarette-Smoking Man from Season 4 a little bit. And I'm also not going to try to understand how he reads a formula out of a book and then figures out through that formula how to shake his hands just right to go back in time. But again, it's just stuff that you just have to turn your brain off and go and just accept. And if you don't accept it, you know, then whatever, you know, I guess. But, you know, you just, for all intents and purposes, you kind of have to just let things like that happen and enjoy them if you can. So him telling Luther all this, Luther has a point. Why didn't you tell us this like 3 days ago? At least now so Luther and Five are on the same page. And now Klaus is back from his very intense trip to the past. Poor Klaus. I know he's a junkie and everything, but nobody deserves to go back in time to Vietnam in 1960, to any time period. But, you know, during the war, and finding out that he spent a year in Vietnam. How did he get to Vietnam? I would really like to know that. Did he just automatically teleport to Vietnam? Or did he go back to 1968 and somehow ended up getting forced into, because let's face it, Klaus would probably not join the army. So unless he was literally dropped into Vietnam through the briefcase, which is what I think must have happened, hopefully we'll find out. And now that he's back, I love that his attitude's kind of changed. I mean, he still wants to drink and do drugs, but who wouldn't after a time travel adventure back to Vietnam and then suddenly find yourself thrust back into our world after a year? I mean, after a year, you would pretty much probably be expecting not to be leaving. So I love his kind of change in personality slightly. Diego, I like Diego. He's kind of like, they're all the same age, but he kind of reminds me of kind of like the middle child. Now I know you should probably say, well, that sounds more like Vanya, but I don't think that's true. I think Diego just is always trying to be everyone to everybody, even if he acts like an asshole about it. Let's see, what else do we got? We got Hazel having some very philosophical scenes with the donut shop lady. I like that. Hazel is a very interesting character. Cha-Cha as well, still. Things aren't going well for them all of a sudden, and I'm happy to say that. I don't want these people to be, winning all the time. So it's nice to see them really starting to like feel the pressure of now that the briefcase is gone and Klaus knows about their past. They've already been put like I don't know how they could possibly come back from where they're at right now, but we'll see. The stuff with Vanya and Leonard and Allison. I again, like last episode, if you watched that review, they're really selling the Leonard's really a creepy guy thing. And I said that I wouldn't be surprised, but that's just how they're going. They're being very obvious that there's something got to be wrong with him, especially now that the first chair girl is suddenly out of the picture and just, now she can do it. And then her powers, it looks like, are starting to develop. So I think they're trying to say that Leonard did something to the first chair girl. But they're making it so obvious that it feels like it's a bait and switch still. Or it is the most obvious writing in history. And if that's the case, if he is bad, I will be disappointed because they've been telegraphing this all the way. And I like the guy who plays Leonard. I really do. And I really don't want him to be bad. But something, I don't know. Another thing is, if Vanya's powers are starting to manifest, and what are they? I'm coming up with my own theory that maybe the person that ends the world is Vanya. Maybe they don't know how powerful she is. Maybe she's like a walking time bomb or something and blows the whole fucking world up. I don't know. That remains to be seen. What else do we got here? The whole cool scene at the end with when they're rolling up in the ice cream truck, playing the Valkyrie song that they play during Apocalypse Now, but ice cream truck style, was genius. The stop time was great. The whole thing with Kate Walsh telling them, like how to save everybody is great. Him moving the bullets around and stuff is just fun. I don't know. This was just firing. Like, all the action stuff was great in this. All the more character stuff was great in this. This really is, to me, like the high watermark so far for the season. But I am only at episode 5, so we'll see how I feel from now on. I bet you if I think this is the high watermark, I bet you there's at least 1 or 2 more episodes that are better than this. The thing at the end where Pogo brings back Mom, and if she remembers what Diego did, I'm willing to bet she does remember what Diego did. But whatever they're not supposed to know, just another secret, right? And I could venture guesses to what that is, but I mean, I'd just be pulling shit out of my ass, really. First thing I thought of was that maybe Pogo is actually their father. Or that maybe the mom is now the father, or somehow, like the consciousness or something. The other thing is, like, and I know this is gonna go really dark really quickly, but wasn't Pogo the name of the clown that John Wayne Gacy called himself when he was dressed up as a clown? I don't know why. I saw a blurb of a documentary this morning somewhere. It was like just a little blurb that said that the clown, when John Wayne Gacy was a clown, when he dressed up like a clown, he called himself Pogo. I could be wrong about that. So now I have a hard time looking at Pogo and not thinking serial killer clown. But that's just me. It's been another long day. So I'm sorry I had to share that with you, but I felt I needed to get it off my chest. So anyway, great episode. I'd love to hear what you all think about this episode and things that I missed and things that you like, all that stuff. So if you like this review, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Remember, if you go to my channel, if you're on my channel, go to the 500 subscriber contest announcement. I'm doing a contest for anybody that's a subscriber and leaves a comment on that video about what you want to see on the channel. You are automatically then put in the contest. That will be, the winner will be announced next Friday. So that's all for this video. We will be back with episode 6 tomorrow. I am going to put up Thor the Dark World, my Road to Avengers Endgame reviews, up later tonight. So this is Robert Smirking Gun Reviews saying thanks a lot for checking out this video. Thanks for all the support, and we will see you next time.